Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. So in this session, we are going to look into symbols and notations topic for SSC CGL exam. And before we move further, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Time for Bank Exams, and do not forget to hit the bell icon for all the notifications of videos we upload in our channel. Right. Okay, so this is the first question. So it says, what will come in place of question mark in the following equation if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged? So when numbers are, associated with operators, mathematical operators, then there is only one method that we follow, and that method is what we call as the BODMAS rule. We follow this BODMAS rule for answering all the questions that have both numbers and mathematical operators are involved. Now, B stands for brackets, O stands for off. Off usually also means multiplication, but sometimes powers, percentages will be given. Then we need to apply there. Then we have division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. That is the order of operators. Now, here we don't have any parentheses or brackets or off given. So, the order of operators is we use this to answer the question. Okay, but before we start solving, we need to do the replacement, the interchange of the symbols. Plus and minus are to be interchanged, into and division are to be interchanged. So, let's take this equation and then we'll interchange them. So, we have 4515 into 5. So, 4515 into 5. Then we have minus 431 divided by 3, minus 431 divided by 3, okay, and then plus 821, plus 821 equals question mark, he says. So, now according to our question, so plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged. So, plus and minus, into and division, right. So, here we get 4515 divided by 5 plus 431 into 3 minus 821. This is my actual expression that I have to solve to get our answer. And we know the order of operators. First is division, then multiplication, then addition and subtraction. So, we start with that. So, first is division. So, we divide. So, this will be 5 goes 903, correct? And then you have is multiplication. So, we have plus, this is 1293. Okay. And then we have negative 821. Right. So, then we add this. So, how much am I going to get? This is 6, 9 and 21. So, 2196 minus 821. So, this is going to be 5, 7 and 13. So, my answer will be 1375. So, we have to work the calculations manually. Don't put every calculation on the paper. Yes, when you are practicing initially, in order to get to the habit of, understanding the calculations, do put it on the paper. But when you are in the exam, you need to know what should not be done on the paper. Everything has to be done orally, the manual calculations. What is necessary, you put it on the paper, others have to be done orally. So, practice manual calculations. Do not use calculators when you are practicing, because in the exam, you need to have that confidence that whatever you are calculating manually is correct, like this. Okay. So, the answer will be 1375 and that is available in choice 2. Got it? Okay. Next, again, what will come in place of question mark in the following equation? Again, as you can see, if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged. So, let us take the equation. We have 5 minus 4 divided by 9, 5 minus 4 divided by 9, okay. Then plus 80 into 10, plus 80 into 10. This is how much? So, again he is asking us to interchange plus and minus and interchange into and division. Okay. So, we interchange plus and minus and we interchange into and division. like this. Now we need to know what is the answer to this. Again, first we start with the division. So when you take division, any sign that you have, any operator you have before the number should also be considered. You cannot just take 80 divided by 10, it is negative 80 divided by 10. So basically you will get negative 8, correct, and then this one which is plus 36, and then you have 5, that is plus 5 basically. So now you add 5 plus 36, you get is 41, and 41 minus 8, you are going to get 33. So that would be the answer to this, and 33 is available in choice 3. Yes, okay. Then next again, what will come in place of question mark in the following equation if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged? Okay, you have this equation. So let's take that. So 4 divided by 6 plus 91. So 4 divided by 6 plus 91. Okay. Then into 7 minus 5. Into 7 minus 5. What is this value? But then again he says interchange plus and minus and interchange into and division. Okay. So we interchanged into with division plus with minus. Into with division plus with minus. So this is my actual expression. So here first we start with division. So here you will get negative 13, right, and then multiplication 24, and then plus 5 will remain as it is. Now we do 24 and plus 5, because this also is a plus. Plus 24 plus 5 is 29 minus 13. So you are going to get 16 as the answer, and 16 is available in choice 2. Okay, 16 is available in choice 2. Yeah. So the process is the same. You just need to gain confidence in calculations being done manually, orally. Okay. Yeah. And the order of operators to be remembered. Okay. Then now check what will come in place of question mark in the following equation if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged, and you have this equation. So let's take this 1604 into 4. So 1604 into 4, then minus 525 divided by 5, minus 525 divided by 5, okay, plus 73. Plus 73 equals question mark. Okay. So now again we have to interchange the symbols first. So operators, which is plus and minus are to be interchanged, into and division are to be interchanged. Okay. So into with division, minus with plus, division with into, and plus with minus. So this is going to be my expression. So now we take this first 1604 divided by 4. So basically you are going to get 401, correct, and then you take the multiplication. So this will be 500 into 5 is 2500, then 25 into 5 is 125. So 2500 and 125 is 2625, then minus 73, correct. So we need to add this. So it is going to be 6, 2, and this is 3026, and then you have minus 73, correct. And then from here you get 3 and 5, 29. So you get 2953, and that's available in choice 2. 2953 is choice 2. Okay. Okay, right. Then now he says which two numbers, not digits, okay, numbers as a whole, should be interchanged to make the given equation correct. So he has given the equation there, but among those numbers given in that equation, which two numbers based on the options we have to go through and which two equation numbers if I interchanged, I can get the right hand side number, that is equals 50. So, let me take the expression. So, we have 24 divided by 3 minus 4 into 2. So, 24 divided by 3 minus 4 into 2, okay, plus 6 into 5 plus 12. So, plus 6 into 5 plus 12. Now, this on the right hand side, the number is fixed 50. So, among the left hand side numbers, which two numbers I have to interchange, not digits, because there is a double digit numbers given 24 and 12, you cannot take digits individually, only the numbers you have to take. So, which two numbers I have to interchanged, okay. So, we will have to go option by option. So, first option is 3 and 2. So, you have a 3 and a 2 there, what happens if I interchanged, okay. So, let us take that. So, we have 24 divided by, now 3 and 2 are getting interchanged, correct. So, there is only 1 3 and 1 2. So, 3 and 2 are getting interchanged. So, we have 24 divided by 2 minus 4 into 3 plus 6 into 5 and plus 12. So, how much am I going to get an answer from this? So, here we take the division first. So, this is 12 and then the multiplication minus 12. So, basically this will be 0, correct. So, that means from here am I going to get, what is the right hand side number? 50. So, you have this as plus 30 plus 12. Now, plus 30 plus 12, basically you are getting 42. So, obviously option 1, correct. Option 1 is 3 and 2, right. So, option 1 is not the answer that I am looking for. Understanding the point? Okay. Then let us take the second option. What is the second option we have? 24 and 12 are getting interchanged. Now, let us take that. Now, 24 and 12 if I interchange. So, we have 12 divided by 3 minus 4 into 2 plus 6 into 5 plus 24. Now, how much is this going to be for us? Okay. So, now again division. So, this is 4 and then you take this and this. So, this is minus 8 plus 30 and plus 24, correct. So, now this is plus 30 plus 24 and this is plus 4. So, how much is that? You get 58 and 58 minus 8 is how much? 50. Am I getting my answer? Yes. So, choice 2 is what we choose as our answer. Choice 1, as you can see, we are not getting. So, choice 2. So, you need to be fast, quick and at the same time correct. So, that is why practice manual calculations, okay. You need to do it parallelly, try and get the answer as quickly as possible. You have to be quick, but you should not be in a hurry. There is a lot of difference between these two. Ensure you are quick, okay. So, choice 2 will be our answer and that is available in here. For the fifth one, it is choice 2, okay. Then again, this time he is asking which two signs should be interchanged. Now, the signs are given in our options one by one. So, we need to go through them, okay. Which two signs I have to interchange to make the following equation correct. Now, as you can see on the right hand side, you have 377. So, I have to get 377 after interchange the signs, okay. So, let us take the expression we have. So, 18 minus 23 into 455. So, 18 minus 23 into 455, okay. Divide by 7 plus 28. Divide by 7 plus 28. So, on the right hand side, I should get the number as 377. So, again we need to go option by option, okay. So, let us start with the first option, which is negative and positive are to be interchanged, okay. So, first option, negative and positive are to be interchanged. So, negative is in the beginning, positive is in the ending. So, we need to interchange them. The expression basically will be 18 plus 23 into 455 divide by 7 and then he says plus 28. Now, we need to exchange. So, it will be minus 28. So what is this that we are going to have? So now first what we have to do is we need to take the division before we take the multiplication, correct? So what is the division that I am going to get? 7 goes 6 times 42, the difference is 335, so 7 goes 5 times. So basically you will get 65, but then here again you have 23 multiplied by 65, correct? Now do the approximation. What is the approximation? What is 20 into 60? How much is 20 into 60? Basically you will get 1200, no? Approximate is 1200. I am just taking an approximation. 1200 plus only, more than 1200. Then by adding 18, it is 1218 plus. Then minus 28. Will I ever get 300? No, you will not. So then straight away you rule it out. Not my answer. You don't have to do the complete calculation. Please keep that in mind. This is where you need to know when to stop, where to stop. You don't have to do the complete calculations. Just have a approximate number and see, am I going to get it? Here in this case, you are not going to get it. Understood the point? Okay. Then let's take the second option. Okay. So what's the second option we have? Plus and into are to be interchanged. Okay. So if plus and into are to be interchanged, so this is 18 minus 23, then this is plus 455, divide by 7, and then we have into 28. So how much is this? Plus and into are getting interchanged this time. Now again, the same thing we do. First is this, so we'll get plus 65 because we've already done 455 divided by 7 is 65. Okay, right? And then you have into 28 again here, because look at the last part of it. So before we take the thing, we have to divide. So again, what is happening here? 65 into 28, you are getting a very big number. Again, 1200 approx, correct? More than that. So this again you can say is not my answer, because the right hand side number is 377 only. Further, there is no division or anything. If I had a division, I would have agreed with it, but there is no division. There is all plus and minus only. So you are not going to get 300. Almost 800 to 900 reduction is not going to happen. Same as the case of the earlier. So that is also ruled out. Yes? Okay. The next one, he says, which two signs should be interchanged to make the following equation correct? So now, as per the options, two signs are to be interchanged so that I can get the right hand side value. Okay. So let's take the equation first as it is. 18 minus 23 into 455. 18 minus 23 into 455. Okay. Divide by 7 plus 28. Divide by 7 plus 28 equals, I need the value of 377. So which two signs? Based on the options, we have to go one by one. Okay. So let's take the first option. What is the first option given? Minus and plus if I interchange. Okay. So the first option, now minus and plus I have to interchange. Okay. So 18, now this time I'll put plus. Minus and plus are to be interchanged, right? Then the remaining will be the same, into 455. Then we have divide by 7. And now this is minus 28. Now what is the value of this expression? Okay. So first is division, correct? So 455 divided by 7, 7 goes 6 times 42, then carryover is 3, 5 times. So it is this. Now here you take the remaining, which is plus 23 into 65, because after division the next is multiplication. But here you don't have to do the complete calculation, you can take an approximation. Like here you have a 20 and a 60, correct? Or 65 into 20 you do, instead of 23, 65 into 20. What is 65 into 2? Is 130. So basically you will get an approximation of 1300. And then here you have 18, correct, with a plus, and here you have minus 28. So if I do this, will I get a value of 377? If I do this, will I get a value of 377? No, you will not. You will get a value higher than that. So you don't have to do a complete calculation and then only check. You need to know where to stop, when to stop, and go for the next option. Understanding the point here? So definitely this is not what we are going to get, okay. So this is not the option that we are searching for. Choice 1 is ruled out, okay. So let's take the second option and let's see. Now what is the second option we have? Plus and multiplication. Plus and into are to be interchanged, okay, right. Now plus and into for the same original expression. So we have 18 minus 23, I'll keep as it is. Now instead of into we put plus. So plus 455 and then divide by 7 and plus and into are to be interchanged. So into 28. So what is this that I am going to have to look into? Now again we do the same. First is division, we do the division. So we get 65 again plus 65 and then you take the remaining which is into, because after division the next is multiplication. But then again here it is 65 into 28. So again can I say it is an approximation of 1300 plus only, more than 1300 plus value, correct. And then what is there in the beginning? We have 18 and negative 23 plus. So again, am I going to get 377 on the right hand side? No. So that means you don't have to further invest your time in this particular option. So this is also not possible. So you need to be quick in going through the options like this. Understanding the point here? Okay. Then let's take the third option that is available to us. So what is it there in the third option? Divide and minus. So division and minus are to be interchanged. So if I do that, so division and minus, so that means 18 divided by 23 into 455. Now you have minus 7 plus 28. So division and minus are getting interchanged, correct? Yeah, division and minus are getting interchanged. That's what I did. Now again what we do? First is this and then you have to do this, correct? Right. So we have 18 upon 23 into 455, correct. Now 23 goes how many times, correct. So if I take, see I have 18 upon 23 I have written like this. Now because 18 and 23 cannot have any calculation, so I have to do it like this. So now 23 if I take 2 times, correct. So it is going to be how much? 23 into 2 is going to be 46. So can I say approximately 20 times, because 455 approximately is 20 times, because 23 into 20 is 460. Are you understanding the point? So approximately 20 times. That means 18 into 2. So basically this is 360. Correct? So if I take that, so here if I take 360 plus 28, okay, minus 7. So we get 388 minus 7, you get 381, okay. But actually this is less than that only. So I can also rule this out. This is not going to be my answer because I have to get 377. So basically now my answer will be the fourth option. Fourth option would be our answer. So what is the fourth option that we have? Minus and into. So let's take that minus and into to be interchanged. So we have 18. So minus is multiplied into 23 and into is minus 455, correct. Then you have divide by 7 and then plus 28. Now we have to try and get an answer for this, okay. So now let's see. Now we have this. So 23 can be written as 20 plus 3, okay. But then first we need to do the division. So we get minus 65 here. 455 divided by 7 is 65. Now you do this 18 into 23. So manually you can split the number, multiply and add. So 18 into 20. So what is 18 into 2? 36. So which will be 360 plus 18 into 3. So how much is 18 into 3? 54. So we have 360 plus 54 gives you, right, so it's, so 18 into 20 is, so I am getting 360 plus 18 into 3 is 54, correct. So basically I am going to get 414, then minus 65 plus 28. Now 414 plus 28 you do. So what is 4, because this is again plus, no? So 414 plus 28, how much is that? So 8 and 4 is 12, carry 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get 442 minus 65, correct. So this is going to be 377. So that is why it is the fourth option. So in the exam you don't have to check because you have eliminated 3 out of 4 options. The remaining option will be our answer. But this is how we have to work it out. You need to be quick within the options, between the options. You need to be very quick and go through them as quickly as possible. You don't need to do the complete calculations unless it is necessary. And when it is necessary, when it is not necessary, that you should try and understand with practice. Got it? So choice 4 is what we have for 6th one. Yes? Okay. Then, now again a similar model, which two numbers, not digits, which two numbers should be interchanged to make the given equation correct. Okay. So now we have this, let me write that. We have 116 minus 92 divided by 4, 116 minus 92 divided by 4, okay, plus 25 into 2 minus 20, okay, plus 25 into 2 minus 20. And what should I get on the right hand side? 150, that is given. So I need to get 150 on the right hand side. So which two numbers from the left hand side, if I interchange, I'll get my right hand side number. So this again we have to go with options, okay. So the first option is 116 and 92, okay. So let's take that. So if I exchange 116 and 92, okay. So the first option, we have 92 minus 116 divided by 4 plus 25 into 2 minus 20. So let's see how much am I going to get for this, okay. So first is we take the division. So here you will get negative. So 4 goes 2 times 8 and 9 times, okay. Then we have 92 here. And then you do this multiplication. So 25 into 2 we have is 50, correct, minus 20. So basically 92 and 50, when I add, you are going to get 142 minus 49. Now doing 142 and 49 subtraction, will I get 150? No, it will be less than that. So option 1 is not what we are searching for, correct. So let's take option 2 now. So what is option 2 saying? 2 and 4. Okay. So now 2 and 4 here are to be exchanged. So we have 116 minus 92 divided by 2, correct. 2 and 4 are to be interchanged. Plus 25 into 4 minus 20. Okay. Now this is what we need to solve. So how much will I get here? First again is the division, then the multiplication. So here if I divide, I am going to get 2 goes 4 times 8 and 6 times. So you get negative 46 plus 100 minus 20 and this is 116. This is a plus. Now you add. So now 116 and 100 is 216. Now 216 minus, this is how much? 66. Yeah, 216 minus 66 will give you 150. So this is what I am searching for. Understanding the point? So you need to be quick with calculations. Accordingly, we get our answers. Okay. So choice 2 is what we have as the answer. Okay. Then again, which two numbers, not digits, again numbers should be interchanged to make the given equation correct. Okay. So let's take this. So we have 72 minus 6 plus, so we have 72 minus 6 plus, now you have some parentheses given, the brackets, within brackets 18 divided by 4. So, within brackets 18 divided by 4, okay, plus 17 minus, so plus 17 minus, and again within parentheses 22 into 2, 22 into 2, and on the right hand side we have the number 44, correct, 44. Now, which two numbers I have to exchange? So, we will take one by one. So, let us start with option 1. So, option 1 is what numbers he is asking us to exchange? 6 and 4. So, 6 and 4 if I exchange. So, let us see. Now, with this 6 and 4, no? Okay. So, 6 is here, 4 is here, we exchange. So, we get 72 minus 4 plus 18 divided by 6 plus 17 minus of 22 into 2. So, will I get 44? Okay, let us see. Now, first is the division. First is whatever is there within the parentheses we have to do, but within that also you have division only. So, we have plus 3 here and then here negative 44, correct, and then we write the remaining as it is 72 minus 4 and here plus 17, and now you add all the positive numbers. So, we have plus 72 plus 3 plus 17. Now, 72 plus this total 3 and 17 is 20. So, 72 plus 20 you get 92. Now, 92 minus you have negative 4 and negative 44. So, it is negative 48. So, you will definitely get 44. So, I do not have to go through any other options. So, option 1 will help us get our answer. Okay. So, choice 1, right? That is how we get it. Then, next one. Now, what will come in place of question mark in the following equation? Okay. If division and subtraction are interchanged, into and plus are interchanged. Okay, let me take the expression 15 into 9 plus 7. 15 into 9 plus 7, okay, then divide by 26 minus 13, divide by 26 minus 30. So, what is this? Okay. But now, we have to exchange these operators, division with minus, into with plus. So, into with plus, plus with into, division with minus, and minus with division. So, how much is this? So, first is the division. So, you get negative 2 here, and then is the multiplication plus 63, right, and then 15. That will be plus only. So, here we are going to get 78 minus 2. So, basically my answer is 76, and 76 is available in choice 1. Okay. Right. Then next one, which two numbers, again not digits, numbers should be interchanged to make the given equation correct. Okay. So, on the right hand side you have 27. Which two numbers based on the options if I interchange, I will get the right hand side number. So, let us take that. So, we have 48 divided by 3 plus 12 into 4, 48 divided by 3 plus 12 into 4, okay, minus 6 into 7 plus 21, minus 6 into 7 plus 21, okay. You should get 27. Okay. So, this again we have to go option by option. So, let us start with the first option. Now, what is the first option given? 12 and 21 to be exchanged. Okay. So, 12 and 21. So, now when I do that, so we have 48 divided by 3. Now, in place of 12, you put 21 into 4, then minus 6 into 7, and in place of 21, you put 12. So, this is the expression 12 and 21 are to be interchanged. Now, let us see what will I get. Now, here first is again division, correct. So, 48 divided by 3. So, 3 goes 1 time and 6 times. So, 16. Then here plus you get 84 and here you get negative 42 plus 12, correct. Now, look at this. We have 84 plus 16. This itself is 100. Now, 100 plus 12 gives you 112 minus 42. Now, 112 minus 42 is 110 minus 40. 110 minus 40 is how much? 70. Am I needing 70? No. So, you forget about it. It's not the option that I am looking for. Okay. So, let us take the second option. Now, what is the second option? We have 4 and 7. You exchange now 4 and 7. Okay. Let us do that. Now, we have 48 divided by 3 plus 12. Now, 4 and 7 have to be done. So, into 7, then minus 6 into 4 plus 21. Now, this how much will I get? So, this again here will be 16 and here are multiplication, correct. So, you are going to get 84 and 24 and 21, right. Now, 84 and 24 is 60 and everywhere else you have is addition. So, am I going to get 27? No, not again. So, choice 2 is also not the answer. So, you do not have to do the complete answer, do not need to work out on the complete answer and then only check, take an approximation, understanding the point, okay, right, good. Then next we have is the third option 3 and 4, okay, let us take 3 and 4 in the third option. So, we have 48 now divide by 4 plus 12 into 3, so 3 and 4 are getting interchanged, then minus 6 into 7 plus 21. Okay, now let us see this. Will I get 27? Now, here 48 divided by 4, that is the first thing we have to do. So, how much is that? You will get 12. And then this is plus 36 minus 42 plus 21. Correct? So, we add everything now. So, this is 12 and 21, you add, you will get 33. Now, 36 and 33 is 69. Now, 69 minus 42, obviously you are going to get 27 and that is precisely what I am looking for. So, 27. So, if the numbers are close by, you take the complete calculation and then check, but otherwise you do not need to. Yes, right. So, choice 3 for this. Okay. Then, now select the number that will come in place of question mark if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged. Okay. So, we have this equation, let us take it 41 minus 54 into 6. So, 41 minus 54 into 6, okay, divide by 9 plus 7. So, divide by 9 plus 7. This is not my actual equation, that is the given one. What is the actual? We need to replace the symbols. What are the symbols or operators? Plus and minus to be interchanged, into and division to be interchanged. Okay. So, plus 54 divide by 6 into 9 minus 7. So, this is the actual. Plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged. Okay. So, let us take with the division first. So, 54 divided by 6 gives you 9 and then you have into 9. So, 9 into 9 is 81 and then here you have plus 41. This is also plus because you have a plus here and then minus 7. So, basically this is 122 minus 7. So, you will get 115. So, that is what I am searching for and 115 is there in which option? Choice 2 is the answer. Okay. Right. Next, what will come in place of question mark if divide and subtract are interchanged, into and plus are interchanged. Okay. So, we take the given expression 8 plus 6 divided by 51. So, 8 plus 6 divided by 51. Okay. minus 17 into 13. Minus 17 into 13. This is how much? Now we need to replace the operators, divide with subtract, into with plus. Okay. Divide with subtract, into with plus. Okay. Yeah. So wherever division is there, you put subtraction, and wherever subtraction is there, you put division, and then plus will be into will be plus. Now this is my actual. So let's take. Now first is this, and then we go this. So 8 into 6 is 48 minus 51 divided by 17 is how much? 3 times. Correct? So negative 3 plus 13. So basically you are going to get, so this is plus 10 and 48. So 48 plus 10 basically you get is 58. So 58 is given in choice 1. Okay. Right. Next, which will come in place of the question mark in the following equation if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged. Okay. So we have 304 into 19. So 304 into 19. Okay. Minus 101 plus 23 divided by 5. Minus 101 plus 23 divided by 5. So how much is this? But we need to exchange the operators first. So plus and minus, into and divide. Okay. Now plus and minus, into with division. Here plus 101 minus 23 into 5. Okay. Plus with minus, into with division. Now we need to look into this. Okay. So here, how much am I going to get? 304 divided by 19. So here we have 19 if I do, because now see, look at the units digit here, the units digit is 4 and here the units digit is 9. So 9 multiplied by how much? You are going to get 4 as the units digit, correct? So 9 into 6, 54, but 19 into 6 is how much? So 20 into 6 itself is 120. So obviously you are not going to get 304, correct? So what about 19 into 16? That is what we need to look into. So what is 19 into 16? 20 into 16 is how much? 16 into 2, 320. So it will be 16 because I need 304, 19 into 16. That is how you have to do. Do the approximations. That is why you need confidence when you are doing manual calculations. Practice manual calculations compulsorily. Understanding the point? Then only it becomes easier. You need to look into the units digit and then see which is the number that I can multiply. 19 into 6 if I do, because 20 into 6 itself is 120, 19 into 6 obviously you are not going to get less than that 120. But then you take 19 into 16. So 20 into 16 is how much? 320. You have a 304. So 19 into 16. So 320 minus 16, correct? Because 20 into 16 is how much? 320. I need 19 into 16, which is subtract 16. Yes, when I subtract 16 from 320, you get 304. Understanding the point? So manual calculations, correct? So we get 16. So then here negative 23 into 5. So you will get negative here 5 into 2. So 20 into 5 is 100, 15. So 115. And this is plus 101. So basically here you are getting 117 and here you are getting 115. So my answer will be 2. So where is 2 given? Third option. Okay. So practice manual calculations. Maybe initially you will take some time to understand, but get it as a habit. Then only it becomes easier. Okay. Doing all the approximations and everything. Right. Then next, which two signs should be interchanged to make the following equation correct? Okay. So let's take this. We have 247 divided by 13. So 247 divided by 13. Okay. Then plus 16 into 3 minus 148. Plus 16 into 3 minus 148. Okay. And how much I should get there? 119. 119. Okay. So this is what I am in search of. Okay. So let's take, we have to go option by option here. So first is division and multiplication if I exchange. Okay. So division and multiplication. Right. So division and multiplication are exchanged. So that means you will get 247 into 13, okay, plus 16 divided by 3 minus 148. So will I get 119? Now the point here is, again, if you check, see this one. How much is this? Approximately, if I take as 250, and this is 13. So 25 into 13. How much is that? So 25 into 10, because this is 250, 250 into 10 is 2500, and then 25 into 3 is 75. So 2575. So approximately you will get 2575. I am just doing 250 into 13. So it may be a little less, maybe 2300 or 2200. But with that, and here you have 16 divided by 3. Okay. This is plus 16 divided by 3. And then you have negative 148. So with that value, am I going to get 119? Because that is what I need, 119, which is a very small number. Here I am getting a very huge number. So that is itself, you should say first option is not going to be my answer using approximation. Okay. Then what about the second option? What do I have? The second option, plus and into are exchanged. Okay. So plus and into, let's take that. So plus and into are exchanged. So basically you will get 247 divided by 13, then into 16 plus 3 minus 148. Okay. Right. So now this is 247 divided by 13 we have to do. So 13, here you have a 7. Again, the units digit of 247 is 7. And here the units digit of 13 is 3. So 3 goes how many times? You will get a 7. So 9 times is 7. Correct. But 13 into 9, how much you are going to get? So 10 into 9, 90, 3 into 9, 27, 90 and 27, 117. So it is not 117, it is 247. So into 9 is not working out. Then 3 into, okay, 13 into, if I do 19, let's say. So 13 into 20, let's do, because 19 is close to 20, 13 into 20. So how much is 13 into 20? 260. So from 260, how much reduction is there? 13 reduction is there. Correct? So that means 19 into 13 will be 247. Understood the point? Okay. So 13 into 20 is 260. If I reduce 260 by 13, I'll get 247. So it means you have to multiply by 19, reduction of 13. Understood? So it will be 19. And then you have 19 into 16. Correct? So we do 20 into 16. So 20 into 16 is how much? 16 into 2, 320 you will get. But from that 320, I have to reduce 16 because it is 19 into 16. So basically you will get 304. And 304 plus 3, basically you will get 307 minus 148. So how much is that? So let us see. So here we have, see, the units digit that I want is 9, no? So here how much will get? So you will get 9, okay. Then this will be 29 and 14. So we'll get 159. So this is also not going to be my answer because I am getting a value close to it. So I am doing the complete calculations. So you'll get 159. I don't want 159, I want 119. Correct? Okay. So yeah. Then third option, minus and into to be exchanged. Okay. Minus and into we will exchange. So 247 divided by 13 plus 16 minus 3 into 148. How much is this? So again 247 divided by 13 gives you 19. Correct? And then here 3 times into 148. So you take 150 into 3. So what is 150 into 3? 450. Correct? But it is 148 into 3. Means you have to reduce the 3 2 times. Means you reduce it by 6. So 450 minus 6. How much is that? 444. Correct? And here you only have plus 16. Do I need to go further? You don't have to because you will never get a positive value. You will get a negative value. So this also is ruled out. In fact, you can do it here itself basically. because that is a very big value and here you are not getting that much big value. So, there itself you can reduce. So, that means what is the answer that I am looking at? It is the fourth option, because I have ruled out the remaining three. Third option we have ruled out, 1 and 2 we have ruled out, the only option we got is the fourth option. But anyways, let us check that. Okay. So, fourth option is negative and positive to be exchanged. Okay. So, now 247 divided by 13, negative and positive to be exchanged. So, you get minus 16 into 3 and then plus 148. Okay. Right. So, now here this is 19, this is minus 48 plus 148. Now, minus 48 plus 148 is 100 and here you have plus 19. So, plus 19 plus 100, you will get 119 and that is exactly what I need as my right hand side number. So, that is why choice 4 will be our answer, correct. So, yeah, choice 4. So, you need to be quick within the calculations, within the options, between the options, calculations have to be correctly done. Okay. So, choice 4, right. Next, what will come in place of question mark in the following equation if plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged? Okay, let us look into this. I will write the given expression 342 into 18, 342 into 18, okay, plus 79 minus 43 divided by 3, plus 79 minus 43 divided by 3. This is how much? Okay. Acha, minus 45, not 43. Okay. (45) divided by 3. Okay. Now, what he says, plus and minus are interchanged, into and division are interchanged. Okay. So, into and division are interchanged, plus and minus are interchanged. Okay. So, this is the actual expression. Now, what is 342 divided by 18? So, now here let us take again the units digit is 2 here, the units digit is 8 here, 8 multiplied by how much you will get a 2 in the units place? 4 times. But will 18 into 4 work? No, you will get 72, correct. But what about 18 into 14? So, you do 20 into 14. So, what is 20 into 14 is 280. Correct. 20 into 8, 18 into 14 you have, no. So, 20 into 14, 280 you are getting. Okay. So, 14 also is not going to work for us. Okay. So, anything else? 8 into 4, 32, 40. 18 into 9 is also there. You will get 2 in the ending. Okay. So, let us take 19. So, what is 20 into 18? Because 8 goes 4 times 32, the units digit is 2, but 8 goes 9 times is 72, again the units digit is 2. So, it is either into 14 or into 19. So, into 14 it is not going to work, it is going to be less than that only. So, into 19. So, if I do 18 into 20, so 18 into 2 is how much? 360, correct? 18 into 20 is 360. And I have to do 18 into 19 means you reduce it by 18. 360 minus 18 is 342. So, 19 is what I am going to get, correct. Then you have minus 79 and then here you have plus multiplication. This is 120 and 15, 135. Okay. Now, 135 plus 20 is 155. So, this is 154 minus 79. So, here 9 you have a 5, then 14 minus 7 is 7. So, we will get 75. So, 75 is available in first option. Understood? So, that is how you work on calculations. Manual calculations is always to be practiced, so that in the exam you will have the confidence that whatever you are doing the first time is correct. You need that confidence. Please work on manual calculations thoroughly. Okay, right. So, we have choice 1 for this. All right. So, that concludes the session on symbols and notations. But before we end, so I am going to reiterate again, please do join or subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Time for Bank Exams, for all the bank exams related videos and details. Now, you also have, other than bank or SSC CGL, you also have insurance, railway and other related exams you can find in our channel. And there are links to our social media handles. For Telegram, this is the link. For YouTube channel, this link. Then for Instagram and for Facebook, these are the links. And these links will be given in the description box below. And for classroom coaching, do contact your nearest time center. And for online courses, you can enroll at t4e.info/bankssc online. Alright, so thank you all for attending the session. Hope we made some progress in this discussion. So have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.